Hi, algebra students. So for the past couple days, we have been working with slope-intercept form of linear equations, and today we're going to look at a different one called point-slope form. So I'm going to share my screen and get the presentation loaded up so you can see. And we're starting out with a warm-up, so go ahead and pause the video and give the warm-up a try, and then we'll go through it. All right, welcome back. So we are going to first of all, be writing the equation of a line in slope-intercept form that passes through the points -3, 2 and 0, -6. So if you notice in this case, things aren't just given to us. We're going to have to figure things out. So one of the things we need to figure out is the slope in order to write in slope-intercept form. So to figure out the slope, I'm going to use the slope formula. Remember that is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And so I'm going to call this my first x and my first y, and this is my second x and my second y. So when I put that into the slope formula, I am going to get -6 minus 2 over 0 minus a -3. -6 minus 2 is -8. And 0 minus a -3 is the same thing as 0 plus 3, or just 3. So that's my slope. Now I need to find a y-intercept. So hopefully you recognize that anytime you have an x-coordinate of 0 and you're a given y-coordinate, this represents the y-intercept. Remember, when we're finding y-intercepts, we put 0 in for x and solve for y. So if we have an equation where we put 0 in for x and solve for y and got -6, we know our y-intercept is -6, or our b is -6. So then we can write our equation, y equals -8/3 x minus 6. All right, let's look at our new material. So point slope form of a linear equation looks like y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I said you should memorize this too. You're going to see this form a lot as you move on to your other math classes. It's really a convenient method of writing an equation because all you need is a point and a slope. You don't have to worry about the y-intercept. You can use any point on the line. X1, Y1 represents some ordered pair on the line, and M represents the slope. So we're going to add this to our notes on page 103 in your journal. If you look at the bottom of 103, you have a big empty space. So please pause the video and copy down this example. All right, welcome back. We have example 1, a line has equation y plus 4 equals 2 parentheses x minus 5. What is a point x1, y1 on the line? So remember, let me grab my pen here. Remember, point slope form looks like y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, that's the general form of point slope form. So the point that we have is whatever is in this spot. So in this case, 5 is our x1, and our y1, if we look here, our formula has it as a negative, but we have a positive, so it should be -4. So the point 5, -4 is on the line. Notice it's always the opposite of what's here. So this represents the point 5 and the point -4. What is the slope of the line? It's always this number right in front of the parentheses. So in this case, our slope is 2. All right, we're going to go to page 104 for some extra practice. It says write an equation in point slope form of the line that passes through the given point and has the given slope. So again, the form that we are using is, let me switch color here, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. all right? And they're giving us the slope and they're giving us a point, and every time they're giving us this point, this is our x1, y1. So our equation is going to look like y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And if I do minus a -1 or minus a -2, and I'll go ahead and put that, you'll see that turns into y minus 1 equals -3 times x plus 2. And the way I remember point slope form is that these numbers are always opposite of what the ordered pair looks like. So if the x in the ordered pair is -2, when you put it into the point slope form, that should say +2. If your y is a +1, when you put it in point slope form, it should be -1. All right, so let's try our next one. Again, this is our x1 and our y1. So our point slope form is going to be y minus -2, which is y plus 2, equals m, which is -1, times x minus -1 would be x plus 1. Or you will see that written as y plus 2 equals -x plus 1. You may not see the actual 1 in front there. It might just be a negative sign. All right. Number 6 this time, and hopefully you've followed along in your journal. The problems we're doing are 1, 3, and 6. All right, so in this case, I have y minus y1, or y minus y1. That should be a 1. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, jump to a new slide. This time it says go back to your warm-up and write this equation on your paper. So hopefully you still have some room on your warm-up paper, and it says to write this down. So notice this equation is written in point slope form, and it says write this equation on your paper, and 2, use the distributive property to rewrite this equation from step 1 in slope intercept form. All right, so this is point slope form, and I'm going to see how we can use the distributive property to change it to slope intercept. So I'm going to be distributing, let's go back. I'm going to be distributing this -2. All right, so we're going to have y minus 3 equals -2 times x is -2x, -2 times 8 is -16. And I'm going to keep simplifying because I'm trying to get it in slope intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. All right, so I need to make it look like that. It's close, except that I have this -3 over here that I'm going to combine with my -16. So that gives me y equals -2x, and -16 plus 3 is -13. All right, so notice this is the same equation, right? This would graph the exact same line. So here I could start at the point -8, +3, do a slope of -2 and draw my line. Or here I could go to a y-intercept of -13 and do a slope of down 2 over 1, and it would graph the same line. So point slope, slope intercept. All right, your assignment today is a worksheet, and you'll get that copy in class. If you're working remotely, be sure to print the worksheet or copy the problems down onto paper. As always, you can email me if you have questions.